Imagine a moment when the world throws something sharp at you, an insult, a betrayal, a crushing failure. In that split second, time seems to freeze, not for the world, but for you. That pause, that fleeting moment of stillness is where your true power lies. It's not the storm that shapes your destiny. It's how you stand in it. Today, I'm here to ignite a fire in you, to show you how to master the art of staying calm, sharp, and unshaken, no matter what life hurls your way. This isn't just about surviving chaos. It's about commanding it.
Most people are like ships without rudders, tossed by moods, opinions, and pressures. They react on instinct, letting every wave dictate their course. But the ones who rise above, the ones who lead, they've learned something profound. True strength isn't in shouting back or fighting every battle. It's in choosing silence, in wielding stillness like a weapon. When you act as if nothing can shake you, you reclaim control. Not because you're numb, but because you've trained your mind to respond with purpose, not react in panic. The pause that builds power.
Let's start with the truth. Every challenge is a test, and your response is your power. Picture someone mocking your work, dismissing your dreams, or cutting you off in a heated moment. Your instinct screams to defend, to argue, to prove them wrong. But what if you didn't? What if instead you smiled, stayed silent, and kept building? That silence isn't weakness. It's a thunderclap of discipline. It confuses the critic, disarms the chaos, and sets you apart as someone who doesn't bend to noise. The secret lies in the pause. When life strikes, don't let your emotions pull the trigger. Take 5 seconds, just 5, to breathe, to observe, to decide. Those seconds can rewrite your story. They're the difference between a regretted outburst and a calculated move. Ask yourself, when was the last time I reacted and wished I hadn't? How often have I let a fleeting emotion sabotage a lasting goal? The pause is your shield. It's where you choose response over reaction, wisdom over impulse.
Taming the fire. Within your emotions are like fire, beautiful when controlled, devastating when unleashed. They're messengers, not masters. Anger, fear, excitement, they're signals, not commands. Too many people let these feelings steer their lives, smiling when praised, crumbling when criticized. But you're meant to direct, not drift. The first step is simple but revolutionary. Name the emotion. This is frustration. This is fear. By labeling it, you tame it. You step back and ask, does this serve my mission? If it doesn't, let it pass. Imagine walking into a room where voices are raised, tension crackling like static. Do you match their pitch, or do you lower yours? The person who stays calm doesn't just hold the room. They own it. Your steady tone, your measured pace, your unshaken presence, that's command. It's not about suppressing what you feel. It's about steering it. You don't ignore the fire. You channel it into something that builds, not burns, anchored by purpose. Purpose is your anchor. When you're rooted in it, the winds of opinion can't move you. Too many chase approval, dressing for it, speaking for it, even abandoning dreams for it. But approval is a mirage, always shifting, always exhausting. Instead, fix your compass on something greater, legacy. Ask yourself every morning, what am I here to build today? That question turns insults into whispers and doubters into background noise. You become a builder, and builders don't stop because someone mocks the foundation. They keep laying bricks. Picture yourself crafting a vision, writing a book, or honing your craft. Someone throws sarcasm, doubt, or envy your way. Do you drop your tools to fight, or do you keep creating calm and unstoppable? The second choice is greatness. Your work becomes your voice, louder than any critic. The deeper your purpose, the quieter your mind. Pressure crushes those who live for others' validation, but purpose lifts you above it. The wealth of calm. Calm is the rarest currency, worth more than gold, outlasting empires. It's not something you fake, it's something you forge. The person who moves through storms without losing their center holds a power that can't be mimicked. Calm isn't passivity, it's precision. It's the ability to hold your peace when chaos begs you to spend it, when someone insults you, when plans collapse. Don't trade your calm for the cheap thrill of reaction. Guard it like treasure. Let it mature into influence, clarity, and endurance. How do you build this wealth? Through habits. Wake before the world's noise begins. Breathe deeply with intention. Walk under an open sky. Read words that stretch your mind. Speak only when your words add value. Listen to understand, not just to reply. Surround yourself with people who lift your thinking, not drain your spirit. A structured life invites a grounded soul, and a grounded soul doesn't sway with every wave. Picture two people facing a storm. One shouts at the clouds, fists clenched, heart racing. The other calmly builds a shelter, using the wind's force to strengthen their refuge. Who emerges stronger? The one who chose calm over chaos. Your peace is active strength, a signal of control, not over others but over yourself. Guard it fiercely, and it will guide you to heights others can't reach. The mirror of your energy. The world mirrors what you radiate. Walk into a room with slumped shoulders and a hesitant voice, and opportunities shrink. But enter with tall posture, steady breath, and grounded presence, and the dynamic shifts. This isn't mysticism, it's magnetism. People don't respond to your intentions, they feel your energy. Speak with quiet strength, and the room listens. Your presence is a frequency, teaching others how to value you, not by demanding respect, but by embodying it.
To shape your energy, decide the tone your life will carry. Quiet strength, clear focus, unshakable calm. Then live it. Dress with dignity. Walk with deliberation. Protect your attention like it's sacred, because it is. Every action should reflect your inner commitment. Imagine stepping into a negotiation or a family gathering. If you carry fear, it's felt before you speak. But if you bring self-command, you shift the entire space. Confidence isn't loud, it's composed. Ask yourself, what signal am I broadcasting? Fear or assurance? Confusion or clarity? Your presence is your curriculum. Make it intentional. Letting go of ego.
True power begins where ego ends. Ego is the voice demanding recognition, whispering, they don't see my value. It turns every slight into a battle, every critique into a wound. But pride is expensive. It costs you progress. Imagine pausing a masterpiece to argue with a passerby who doubts your skill. That's what happens when you defend your ego instead of building your destiny. You are not your title, your applause, or your critics. You are the work, the effort, the consistency. When someone underestimates you, don't waste energy proving them wrong. Let your results do the talking. Picture suggesting an idea in a meeting only to have it mocked. The old you might sting, but the powerful you smiles. Not out of agreement, but out of strategy. You return to your work, and later, your results shift the room. Not by force, but by proof. Ask yourself, am I chasing validation or building something undeniable? People forget arguments, but they remember achievement. Drop the ego, pick up the mission, and let your work be your voice. The nuclear force of silence. Words have power, but silence is nuclear. Most people rush to fill quiet moments, fearing they'll be misunderstood or forgotten. But those who master silence wield a force that can't be argued with. Silence isn't weakness, it's control. It says, I'm not moved by provocation. I don't perform for approval. When chosen deliberately, silence speaks louder than any protest. Practice the pause, especially in tension. In a heated meeting, when voices clash, don't interrupt. Observe, wait. When the room exhales, speak with clarity and brevity. Your words cut through the noise, not because they're loud, but because they're rare. Silence is capacity, the space where thoughts sharpen, emotions settle, and wisdom forms. In a world that glorifies noise, be the one who wields silence like a scalpel. Ask, do I speak from reaction or wisdom? Is my silence avoidance or anchoring? Your quiet presence teaches others to listen, and that's where your power shines. Strength forged in solitude. Strength isn't built in crowds, it's forged in stillness. In the quiet of dawn or the hush after a long day, you meet the real you. Not the version chasing deadlines or pleasing others, but the one beneath the noise. Most fear this silence, rushing to fill it with stimulation. But those who embrace it become unshakable. Your vision, clarity, and purpose demand solitude. Without it, thoughts remain half-formed, fears unconquered, direction foggy. Train yourself to be alone without loneliness. This isn't isolation, it's incubation. Use solitude to ask deep questions. Where am I going? What's my mission? Right before the world tells you what to think. Walk slowly, breathe deeply, listen to your own wisdom. Picture rising before the sun, making tea, sitting with a journal. No notifications, just space. In that hour, you're stronger than those who sprint through chaos. That silence is your shield, that discipline your edge. Ask, have I carved out time to meet myself, or am I filling every moment with noise? The strongest walk quieter, not louder. Their stillness is preparation, their pause a prelude to power, offense as opportunity.
Offense isn't a threat, it's a test. When someone insults you, they're not diminishing your worth. They're exposing their own insecurity. Your reaction reveals your strength. Do you crumble or do you rise? The person who knows who they are doesn't need to prove it. Every offense is a fork in the road. React and give away your power, or reflect and deepen your wisdom. Expect offense, not cynically, but strategically. Words will fly, misunderstandings will sting, but don't be surprised. Prepare your heart so no comment can pierce your peace. Picture a neighbor mocking your dreams. The old you might argue, but the grounded you smiles, waters your garden, and keeps building. Seasons pass, and your success speaks louder than their noise. Ask, am I offended because they're wrong or because I fear they're right? Let offense be a teacher, not a tyrant. Your vision is your symphony. Don't lower it to match the noise. Conserving your energy.
Every reaction costs energy. Like a bank account, reckless spending leaves you bankrupt, not financially, but emotionally. Some people exhaust their peace chasing rumors, arguing opinions, or answering every critic. But those who conserve their energy grow rich in clarity and momentum. Before reacting, ask, is this worth my peace? Does this argument move me closer to my vision? Your energy is fire. Don't scatter it on petty sparks. Preserve it for your mission. Imagine you're on the brink of a breakthrough. A critic's words sting, but instead of engaging, you breathe and return to your work. That focus becomes your strength. That silence your victory. Conservation isn't cowardice, it's strategy. Not every battle deserves your blade. Not every insult merits your breath. Build emotional wealth through discipline, and you'll operate from fullness, not fatigue. Your energy is your currency. Spend it like it matters. Becoming the cause. Most people drift like leaves, shaped by circumstances. But you're the tree, the cause, not the effect. Every reaction you give hands the pen of your life to someone else. Take it back. Your thoughts are the ink. Your choice is the pages. You don't wait for permission. You write your story. Ownership means deciding your emotional state, not letting others choose it for you. Picture walking into a tense room. Others absorb the chaos, but you bring calm. You slow your breath, ground your presence, and speak with clarity. The room shifts, not because you forced it, but because you anchored it. You don't wait for peace. You create it. Ask, am I reacting to the world or creating something greater? You're the driver, not the passenger. Set the destination, choose the speed, and steer with purpose. The road may twist, but it bends to the one holding the wheel. Confidence through consistency. The loudest people are often the most insecure, shouting to mask their doubt. True confidence doesn't need volume. It walks steady and grounded. It's not born from applause, but from consistency. Every time you show up, keep a promise to yourself or push through resistance, you lay a brick in your foundation. Confidence is a muscle, built in the quiet, unseen moments when you honor your word. Imagine rising before dawn, working while the world sleeps. No praise, just progress. When criticism comes, it doesn't touch you. You've done the work. Your identity lives in your effort, not others' words. Ask, have I kept my promises to myself? Am I waiting for applause or building my foundation? Confidence isn't loud, it's present. Show up consistently and your presence becomes undeniable. Peace as your fortress. Peace isn't found in a quiet room, it's built in a quiet mind. It's not dependent on circumstances, but on your choice to stay centered. Most trade their peace for cheap, a rude comment, a small delay. But true peace is a fortress, guarded with discipline. Train for it daily through meditation, journaling, or simply deciding what won't disturb you. When chaos hits, pause, breathe, smile, not with sarcasm, but with sovereignty. Ask, what's costing me peace? Is it worth the price? Peace demands boundaries, the courage to say no, the strength to disappoint others, to stay true to yourself. It's not passivity, it's power. When you're centered, you lead better, live better, love better. Build your peace like a fortress and no noise can shake it. Discipline as self-respect. Discipline isn't punishment. It's a declaration of self-worth. Every promise kept to yourself is a vote for who you're becoming. Waiting for the perfect moment delays your destiny. Act now, even when it's hard. Imagine rising early, working on your vision with no audience. That habit becomes your identity, and your identity shapes your future. Ask, what promise have I delayed? Who would I become if I kept my word to myself? Discipline is the engine behind greatness. It's the author writing daily, the athlete training consistently, the entrepreneur building brick by brick. Don't wait for motivation. Act. Each step builds trust, confidence, power. Keep your promises, and you'll become unstoppable. Clarity as your compass. Your greatest asset isn't time, it's clarity. Time without direction is wasted, but clarity turns hours into results. Most live in constant response, reacting to every ping and opinion, but clarity thrives in guarded spaces. Reserve time for thinking, not as a luxury, but a necessity. The best ideas are born in stillness, the strongest decisions in calm. Imagine 1 hour a day with no distractions, just you, a journal, your thoughts. You refine your vision, adjust your course. That hour is your edge in a distracted world. Ask, do I protect time to think or only to react? Clarity simplifies, silences noise, and makes your path clear. Guard it like your future depends on it, because it does. The freedom of detachment. Freedom begins when you detach, not from life, but from need. Need for validation, approval, or understanding. When you stop needing, you start choosing. Detachment isn't coldness, it's clarity. It's knowing you're whole, regardless of external response. Picture walking into a room of skeptics, unmoved because you're here for your mission, not their praise. The next time things don't go your way, pause. Don't spiral or blame. Ask, what now? That question shifts you from victimhood to vision. Detachment keeps you moving, turning rejection into redirection, criticism into feedback. Ask, am I attached to outcomes or committed to progress? Let go of what you can't control, hold tight to your intention, and walk your path. That's freedom. Identity as your thermostat.
Your self-perception sets the limit for your life. See yourself as ordinary and you'll aim low. See yourself as worthy and everything shifts. Identity isn't the reward, it's the requirement. Shift it through daily evidence. Small wins, kept promises, consistent action. Each choice says, this is who I am now. Picture walking into an opportunity, not hoping to be enough, but knowing you are. You speak with clarity, act with purpose. Doors open, not because you forced them, but because you owned your value. Ask, is my identity keeping pace with my goals? Who must I become for my dreams to feel expected, not miraculous? Be that person now, and the world will mirror it back. Moving through fear. Fear grows when you freeze, but it fades when you move. Waiting for readiness is a trap. Courage isn't a gift, it's built step by step. Picture standing at the edge of a dream, fear holding the door. Walk through anyway. Your hands may shake, but each step shrinks the fear and grows you. Every action rewires your belief. I'm the one who shows up. Ask, where am I waiting for fear to vanish? What if it's an invitation, not a barrier? Fear is fragile. It can't survive repeated action. Take one step today. Send the message. Speak the idea. Start the project. You don't need to be perfect, just moving. Each move teaches fear. It doesn't own you. That's where courage is born, leading through presence. Leadership isn't about titles. It's about presence. The true leader isn't the loudest, but the calmest, the one who stays grounded when others spin. Emotional mastery is the mark of leadership, feeling deeply but responding wisely. In a tense room, your stillness shifts the dynamic. You don't force control, you model it. Imagine a crisis. Voices rise, chaos reigns. You listen, observe, speak with intent. People lean in, not because you shout, but because you're steady. Leadership is earned through composure, built in quiet decisions. Ask, am I reacting like the crowd or responding like a leader? Lead yourself first, and others will follow. Your presence is your power. Resilience as your reputation. Life will test you, wave after wave. Resilience isn't avoiding the storm. It's remembering who you are in it. You're not your setbacks, your failures, or your pain. You're the one who rises after them. Recall every battle you've overcome. Every morning you got up when it was easier to stay down. That's your fuel. Instead of saying, I failed, say, I learned. Instead of this broke me, say, this built me. Picture a rejection stinging. Pause. Reflect. This isn't the end. It's the next chapter. Resilience is choosing to rise, knowing pain is real, but progress is possible. Ask, where have I let disappointment define me? Your reputation isn't your fall, it's your comeback. Be the one who never stays down. The path forward. Your power begins the moment you stop reacting. Every withheld reaction is strength gained. Every mastered emotion is a victory earned. Walk with quiet confidence. Act as if nothing shakes you, not because you're untouchable, but because you've built a core too strong to break. Train your mind to stay calm, your heart to stay steady, your spirit to stay focused. You are not the effect, you are the cause. Your energy, your choices, your presence shape your reality. Choose silence over noise, purpose over pressure, creation over complaint. Build your peace like a fortress, your discipline like a sacred contract, your clarity like a compass. Let your work speak, your stillness lead, and your resilience define you. This is your call to rise, not loudly, but powerfully, not by fighting every battle, but by choosing the ones that matter. Your destiny isn't written by the storms you face. It's written by the strength you forge in them. So pause, decide, act, and become the unshakable force you were always meant to be.